Hey y'all, Artist Poet Girl here, also known as APG Jamie. And today, we're going to do something, it's February of 21. And for those of you who may or may not know, I don't know, I'm just going to say it is considered National Heart Month. I know, it all kind of goes along with the Valentine's and the whole heart and the whole love thing. And so we're just going with it. And we're going to start off with some Napkin Collage, and I have some Chinese book paper there. And we're going to use some matte medium. I believe this particular brand is Liquitex. I'm guessing. I don't know. Could be golden. I use them interchangeably depending on what was on sale at the time or what I had a coupon for. Because y'all know me. Clarence is my boyfriend. Also, so it's a beautiful napkin. Now, it had little images of the Eiffel Tower on there. I didn't really want that on my Chinese paper. So even though we associate often, Americans associate Paris, the city of love, city of lights, that kind of thing. I'm just going to leave that right there because I'm not even going to say any more about that because I have my own opinions. Anywho, so collaging that down. Now you don't want to overwork napkin, y'all, and you want to make sure you peel all the layers off. Hopefully y'all saw me do that. This particular napkin had 2 white layers, so I peeled them off, and so pretty. Anywho, so we did the little corners, and now we're coming, and we dried it with the hair gun, y'all. And we're coming back, and we're going to do the other 2 little corners and fill in spaces here and there. I have that other piece of paper over there that's got some cool little images on there that I meant to use, but I ended up, obviously, I'm guessing, moving it out of the way and forgot about it. So that happens. And obviously, obviously, it's not necessarily obvious to y'all. I guess I decided I didn't really need them, so I didn't even bother looking for them because I totally forgot them. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there are these really pale little areas on the napkin, and I'm just filling in. And at this point, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. Oh, this is, you know, like I said, hashtag National Heart Month. And it's also a Galentine. I know it's after the fact. Whatever. Get over it, people. Galentine, which is, you know, female Valentine heart swap. Okay? I signed up for a heart swap in the Art Bar Facebook group. Look them up. Okay. So we're just filling in some little spots and places. And like I said, I didn't know what I was going to do. Coffee time. So once I get this all done on the front, I don't film this next part. I put a layer of matte medium on the back of the page. It is a book page, you know. And I thought, well, you know, it's a heart swap. Cut out a heart already, okay? And I thought, well, we got enough room here. We can make this into a pocket, because you know I like pockets, and we're just free-forming it. Okay, and I'm like, no, I don't like that. So we come in and we fiddle around with it, and then we get it where it makes us happy. Now I've got it, you know, I'm cutting it sort of like you do fabric, you know, the pretty side to the pretty side, and then that way when you turn it right side out, you've got matching cuts, yeah, mostly. Okay, so we're doing that. I'm like, yeah, I like wonky shaped hearts. I like, you know, not wonky shaped hearts too. Y'all know me, I'm pretty eclectic like that. I thought, thought, okay, it's going to be a pocket. We need to reinforce this top edge. So let's take some of this scrap Napkin Collage Chinese paper, and we're going to stick it on the inside with pretty side out, kind of like you would if you had a fold over seam. Okay. No, we're not doing any sewing on this one. Not today. Coffee. So smearing some of my favorite glues on there. I use these days, I'm sure you've noticed, maybe not, you should, that I'm using Art Glitter Glue and Aileen's Original Tacky Glue pretty much interchangeably, depending on how fast I want it to grab and how much gluage I'm needing. More gluage, I tend to use the Aileen's Tacky Glue. Fine lines, I'm using the Art Glitter Glue. Has no glitter in it. I like them both, makes me happy. This one I kind of pre-shaped and I worked a little bit better, people. So, and I am just doing, you know, the top-ish edges, more or less. And it's yes, don't forget. Portions of this video have been sped up for your viewing pleasure, and that's right, my voiceover ease. Hey, don't tell me y'all missing the xylophone, okay? Don't tell me that, because it is currently misplaced. Studio gremlins, grandkids, dogs, somebody, I don't know. This is the inside of the pocket, okay? It's not really going to be too visible unless you opened it up and peeked all down in there, swap partner. I don't know, you might do that. Okay? Yes, hopefully they got this by Valentine's Day, but I don't know. Okay? At the time of the voiceover, I don't know. Alright? Alright. I'm excited to see what I get. Maybe we'll do a video on it. Maybe not. I don't know. You know me. Wishy-washy. And it's been wishy-washy my creating time, y'all, because this is the second start to this heart project. Okay, I liked what I did the first time, but I didn't, it had nothing to do with heart, so I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So we just gonna scratch that. Pick on y'all. And we're going to ink around the edge, and I think that's rose madder. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but this paper heart has almost a fabric-y, canvasy type feel to it. I'm having to trim up some spaces here and there. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's flimsy, but it's not stiff either, which is nice for a pocket. We'll have to remember that for future pockets. There is the rub. Remember that for future purposes. Yeah. So if y'all notice, I had folded this when I originally cut it out. And I don't know if you know, when you fold something, it kind of changes the outside size. Not by much, but enough that it's annoying. Which it will come up here any year now in the video. So we're going to double ink, and I am going around on the inside with the ink just in case any bits of that peek through, which it will. Spoiler alert, it will. Coffee time, look at that. It's pretty. Both sides. Now what can my swap partner do with this? I don't know. Tuck it in a journal? I don't know. And I'm making it so that the pocket doesn't go all the way down to the point to the point of the heart, because it just doesn't really need to. Okay, that was, you know, my opinion, but still it doesn't need to. So I'm lining it all up, all nice and careful like. Remember I told you about that edge not quite being even? This is where we're like, wait a minute, why is that not lining up? Y'all, it took me a minute to realize, oh, because I had it folded. And everybody says, bless your heart. More glue, because... yeah, wiggle it around. happy. I'm not necessarily really a hearty person, but I seem to have a lot of heart stamps, none of which I used in this project. Funny enough, I don't know. This was the project I was working on where I got out my, some of y'all may have seen the Instagram, Facebook share on my Jelly Rose Stardust pen. I was using it. I didn't video that part. Anyway, this video's plenty long enough, y'all. What is it? Not quite 38 minutes. I mean, holy cow. Anyways, so I was using my Jelly Rose Stardust. Love that pen. And then it stopped. And there was no more Stardust in it. And I'm like, no! So I looked in my office supply drawer, because that's typically where I keep my extra pens, you know, my backups. Wasn't in there. I'm like, I know I have one, because I know when I bought this one, I bought 4 at the same time. It's true, I did. And I had one for me. Actually, I had all 4 of them for me. And then somebody says, oh, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, well, here, you can have one. And then somebody says, oh. It was not at the same time. It's, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, yeah, here, you can have one. So that left me with one backup. So I knew, okay, to make a long story longer, that I had a backup. I said, okay, it's not in my office supply pen backup drawer with all the other loololly pens. Maybe I put it with the other jelly pens. That would make sense, to put it with the gel ink pens, wouldn't it? Which also has some of my my color pencils and etc. pens and markers and all that stuff that I hardly ever remember to use, think to use. So anyway, I pulled that out. Endured a craft-a-lanch getting it out. Oh, paper doll, y'all. I'm putting some cardstock on the back just to pop her up just a little bit off. Not as much as Fun Foam or Pop Dots would, but just a little bit. Okay. So anyway, had to straighten that cabinet all out. And then I found some Halloween stuff. And I'm like, why is this in here? So I went and put it in the other Halloween stuff. And I'm looking and I'm like, where is that pen? I know I have that pen. Couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's in my to-go art and bag, okay? Because it could have happened. It didn't happen. Coffee. So, like, okay. Well, when I had been in the cabinet looking in my other gel pens, I found a couple of white paint marker things, and I'm like, well, these could go on my desk, because you know, on my worktop, because in this little hutch thing right here I've got this little pen holder, and I can just, you know, stick them in there with the other white pens. May or may not, right? I didn't test them. Nobody's surprised by that. So I pull out that little doololler, and I go to stick them in there. And you know it. Y'all already know it, don't you? Guess what I found? There was my Stardust Jelly Roll the whole time. I'm like, yay! So I pulled it out and finished using it. And put it on my list that I need to replace my backup. I don't know if I'm going to buy 4 of them or not, but, you know, I'll get at least one. I think 2 come in a package, although I'm not sure. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been a day or 2 since I got them. So we're moving along, and we've got her stuck on there, and I colored her little cheeks there with that little felt thing. I'm going to take it off of I'm going to put it on autofocus here. Get ready for a little zingy. Can you see her little cheekies? And she looked like, I'm the one. Be mine. I like her. I like like her a lot. I'd went over her dress a little bit with the Garden Patina ink as well, the same kind of way. And very paley, not, okay, just enough to put just whittle bit of color in there. So I've got these die cuts. I didn't write down the die cut name, number, brand, whatever. Anyway, so I was trying to pull the yellow out of the yellow centers on the pink flowers. It doesn't work that well. Spoiler alert to no one. So I put it on that piece of foam I do my stamping on, and you kind of wiggle it with a, what is that, a ball stylus, and it kind of cups them over a little bit because I want just a little bit of a dimension on there. I don't know if it's going to stay because, you know, through the mailing process, because, you know, we are talking post office here. And I'd already had it all lined out. Didn't suffer y'all through that part. You're welcome. And so I took a picture on the phone. You know, it's my camera these days. And so I'm just going to kind of try to get it sort of like it was in the picture. You know, it's not going to line back up perfectly, but it'll be closest. And, you know, I don't want her floating in the air, so I'm going to kind of cover her feet-ish up like she's standing in a pile of pretty flowers, y'all. So, I like those paper. I've got crap loads. Y'all may or may not have known back in January, because we had two Michaels here in Conroe. We're very lucky that way. One of them, the older one, was closing up. Not surprised. Surprised it lasted as long as it did after the new one opened up. Anyways, so they were clearancing everything out, and I went over there. It was back in January, mid-January. I don't know. It was after my birthday, and so I bought some stuff over there, and I forgot where I was even going to go with that story. Was this one of the dies I got over there? I don't know. Anyway, clearance shop. Totally. Oh, the paper dolls. Bless my heart, y'all. I can just so sidetrack myself. They had 2 packages of paper dolls left. They were in a weird place because by that time, everything was all jiggy-joggied around, and there was nothing in any kind of order at the store anymore, okay? I found 2 packages of paper dolls, and I took them both because I'm like, they are mine now because I love the paper dolls. So I got them on super cheap. Was it like 75% off? And then because they were on sale, it was a Tim Holtz sale because they were honoring sale prices and then taking the 75% off of that. Ridiculous, y'all. Ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, so I got plenty of paper dolls. Don't y'all worry about that. I probably won't never have to buy any more. Anyways, I thought her hat needed a little fancying up, and I had these feathers that I picked up at King Dollar quite a while back. One of them is a turquoisey bluish color. I'm not sure what color it's going to come over on the screen, okay? It's pale, not super pale, not pastel-y. And the other one, the one I'm using right here, is blush. Ever so slightly blush, and the only reason you know it's blush is because you put it next to a white feather and you're going to be like, well, that's blush. I only got 1 package of those. I'm thinking I might have should have got 2, but that's all right. You know, we use them till they go. We don't use feathers a whole lot. I like feathers though. It means the angels been around. So anyway, I thought, well, that's not showing up. Let's put a little of the turquoisey color on here, and we're just going to add a little floof right there on the glue spot. I'm like, yeah, that's still not quite enough. So we're going to add some of this turquoise. Oh, it's pale. It's really turquoisey. I'd call it more turquoisey than blue. My husband would call it blue because, men, it's blue or green or yellow or red. There's not like, shades of anything. So I tucked it in there. It's hard to see in my little editing screen, but in real life you can tell. And maybe we can see it in the photo montage. Cross fingers, jump down, go to down boogie. So I'm like, one more thing. Let's put a diamond on there. And these are stone stickers. I pull the little sticky part off. That's why I use the glue. And they are in Angel Crafts, and I get them from the King Dollar. And they are faceted diamonds, y'all. And I like them. And I don't have a whole lots of them. So I kind of use them sparingly. And I thought, well, we need some paper doily on here on this edge. I tried some different laces on for size, and I'm like, I don't like that. It just looked too heavy, okay? I didn't show that part. It just looked too heavy. There's some other things I didn't show, but you'll see a couple of pictures of them in photo montage. And we're just about out of that Liquitex matte medium, which I'll fill the jar up with the golden because that's what I got on clearance at the Michael's that was closing up. Anywho, I'm sorry they closed because I really liked having the option of going to either one depending on what side of town I was on. So anyway, I cut out that little heart doily edge, and we're going to work it around the edge of our heart on the back side. And my other glue brush, y'all, the shorter glue brush, gave up the ghost. It's like I am not going to be soft enough to even glue with anymore. So it got put in the cabinet with the other non-usable brushes, because one day I might do something with those brushes. I might use those brushes. So, because it could happen. Anyway, I got this one out because I've used it for gluing off and on. As y'all know, I use my glue brushes for painting too. It's just like until they're really, really, really bad. And then by that time they're retired anyway. So we need just a little bit more to go around the bottom part here. So anyway, I got this one out, and it's got that long arse handle on there. And I thought about breaking it off, and then I thought, well, but it's so thick I can't break it. I'd have to get a saw out, and I'm just not going to do that because, yeah, just more effort. So we'll use this one probably another 4 years. No, I don't know how long. I don't keep track of it. So anyway, we're using matte medium to stick that on there. We're sticking it on there. And then I think I come back and put a whole coat over the whole back when nobody's looking, because, it's long enough already. Even with it being sped up on y'all. So now I thought, well, what are we going to do? We got to put something in the pockets, right? We can't just send an empty pocket because, even though it is a heart shape, heart swap, it wasn't, a filled pocket. It was just heart, and it said heart of any size. So I could have made a 3-inch heart, and that would have met the qualifications, but I didn't do that. So we've got that paper pad. Y'all saw the picture, thumbnail promo, maybe not, I don't know. That was gifted to me. I don't know where it came from. Well, I know where it came from. It came from the Amazon's surprise package, y'all. So I've got this secret admirer that has been sending me stuff every month for about 3 months. About 3 months, I think. Thank you, secret admirer, whoever you are. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know what brand of paper it is. Okay, the package says it's from China. Okay, it came from the Amazons, but the package says it's come from China. But I will tell you, it's in the description box below. Click on the phrase "Show More" to see more information, and you'll see the ingredients I used. Anyway, the paper pad is listed in there. And I will say, it's pretty. But when you go to cut it with a die cut or a punch or trim it with a trimmer, it gets a little frayed like. So it's not an ultimate great kind of paper. It's a little more looser weave than what I'm used to. But it's pretty. And it's it's a lightweight cardstock, y'all. So that's why you see me backing it from time to time. Oh, we did a butterfly. We die cut a butterfly. And it was the one from Tim Holtz that had the embossing folder to go with it, the matching embossing folder, so we did that. And we're going to use some black thread to put the antennas on the butterfly, because, you know, butterflies have antennas. Not dragonflies. Well, they do, but they're super ultimate, super tiny, and you cannot see them with the naked eye. Okay. So if your dragonflies have antenna on them, get rid of them. They're not they don't, yeah. So anyway, so now we've got our antenna on there. You can't necessarily see it, but you know, I'm required to put them on there by law. I said so. And I thought, well, that needs something else. So we got this little bit of lace, and I'm like, yeah, that looks good over here. So we'll just put some of that on there with the Fabrifix, because, you know, it's fabric-y type lace trim stuff. I don't know what brand it is, y'all. So we're smooshing it down, and I'm like, well, we need something else. Let's put these threads. I just happen to have this wad of thread over there all balled up. I think it's from when I, you know, when you tear fabric to make it straight. I think that's what that's off of. Anyway, I thought, well, that looks nice. I like it. Therefore, it looks nice. So we put that on there. We're going to glue that on. Now we have this little cluster. Okay, and it's got kind of a tab on it, so it could, you know, be put on the edge of a paper. It could just be tucked inside a little pocket, or whatever my swap partner wants to do with it. Whatever she wants to do with it. Okay, pretty. Now what? I don't know. Let's ink the edge. Okay, well, ink the edge, because y'all know I do that from time to time, but not always as a rule. Sometimes it's just too cumbersome for me, I guess. Or maybe I'm just too lazy or can't think of everything at the same time. I'm not like some of y'all people. You ink each and every time. Bless you. Now what? Okay, we got this piece. So we're going to turn this into a flag. I know. You get to see stuff. I didn't show you everything. I didn't. We make a couple other things. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, now what? Let's make it one of those tail things where you cut in the middle and then you cut up at an angle from the side and you get like this little flaggy fishtaily. I don't know what it's called, y'all. Let's tuck this one in there. Oh no, that looks terrible. I don't like that. No, don't like that side either. Just didn't like it. Okay, so now what? Well, we'll just cut both of them in. Just cut both of them the same. I don't know. Okay. Got these little triangles. Can we do something with those? I fiddle with them off and on, and I'm like, oh, now we've got these die cut flowers that we made, and we embossed it, foldered them too. How do they look on there? They looked it okay, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that. But now what? I just keep turning around. But now what? That's been my creating way lately. But now what? So we'll just put a straight cut on that. How's that? Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. And okay. Yeah. Okay. And I want something else. I decided I'm going to make it into a paper clip. Hidden paper clip, not just any paper clip, okay? I hope my swap partner realizes it's a paper clip, because I didn't put anything in it for her to be signaled that it was paper clips. I don't know. I didn't think about it till now, and it's gone now. Long gone now. So here we go. That's one of the jumbo paper clips, and that is a piece of thin fun foam excuse me, y'all, that we're going to put in between the metal part of the paper clip, just to fill that out, to keep the paper from being all weird in there. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, it kind of gets weird anyway. There's only so much you can do, but this definitely helps. So anywho, that's what we're doing. And trying to make sure the glue stays just on that, around the paper clip, because I don't want to glue my paper clip thing closed. Okay, we're sliding in a piece of parchment paper, just silicone coated parchment paper, and really hard, pretty much nothing stick to it. Sometimes paint stick to it a little bit, not too much. So we got that going on in there. We're going to close it. Clean up that excess glue, smoosh it down. Smoosh it down. Yep. Now, where's those those flowers? The die cuts. Oh, let's get fancy and ink this one, shall we? Never know about me. Hey, we're getting there, y'all. We only got about 20 more minutes of the video to go. Okay? It's like, oh, here's a piece of seam binding. Let's stick that on there. Okay. Wished I'd have left the seam binding off, but it's done now. I could have pulled it off at that point, but no. Because y'all know me, once I get it set in my head that it's going to be that way, by Gorley, it's going to be that way. So this is some die cut out of the pink and yellow cardstock that we had earlier. I didn't show you that part, but anyway, there we go. Put it on there. It's not that pretty, but it's okay. So my swap partner can definitely alter anything she wants to. She could even throw it away if she wanted to. And I'm like, well, let's put some diamonds in the middle, because that middle just looks way empty. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Besides, it'll match the diamond on the lady's hat. Okay? Perfect. Ta-da! All right, now what? Anything? Twist it? Okay, moving on. So we got this little piece of card that was on my desk, and I'm like, well, let's do something with that. Now, my thinking was this could fold over an edge, and you could stick a paper clip on it to hold it on there. So it's on like one page, and then on the other page on the back side, over the edge. But my swap partner can glue it shut, or whatever makes them happy, because at this point I'm starting to get wore out, y'all. I've been out here forever. Well, not really forever. Couldn't find that Stardust pen, and that wore me out. And I was hungry, y'all. By this time, I'm so hungry. Champ is like, you're hungry. I can hear your stomach growling at me. Oh, and then the neighbor's dog. I forgot to tell y'all. The neighbor's dog got in a fight with this other dog. And they both the neighbor's dog. One is tan and one is a black wiener dog. The tan dog, I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, they're both smallish. I mean, taller than your ankle, but way lower than your calf. So anywho, they got to arguing and fussing and fighting, and I go out there to see what's going on, because Champ and Molly was just so bent out of shape about it. Oh, and I'm trying to rescue that one little heart. Why? I don't know, because sometimes I get it in my head. So go out there, and here's the poor little, I could peek it through the cracks in the fence, because it's a wood fence, y'all. That poor little tan dog was being chokehold by the little black wiener dog. Had him by his throat, I tell you. I was so upset. I'm pounding on the fence. I'm yelling, quit it, quit it, quit it. And I found a little something. I tossed it over the fence, which made him let go for a brief second. And then when he grabbed a hold of the little tan dog's throat again, he actually grabbed a hold of his collar. That's better than his throat, y'all. Okay. And by this time, the little tan dog had quit yelping because he was not fighting back. It's not like he was fighting back, okay? They're both boy dogs. That's the problem. Anyway. So he had stopped screaming and all that stuff and had him, and then the little tan dog passed out, and I thought, oh my God, he just killed that dog. So I go running through the house, running next door, knocking on the door. Now if I could hear them inside, their owner could hear them inside, but they weren't home. They didn't answer the door or nothing. So I go around over to the fence, and I'm knocking and yelling over at the fence, which made the little black dog come over and bark at me at the gate, not the fence, at the gate. I'm like, okay, well, I know he let go of the little tan dog. So I come running back through the house, and I'm peeking through the fence, and I see the little tan dog up on the patio. He was alive. I thought, holy cow. I don't know how many times I can do that, y'all. I was beside myself. I was so upset. My little dogs were very upset. So we printed out a sentiment and we glued it on the outside, and we're going to put it on autofocus so I can come in on you. It says, your heart knows the way. Ta-dam, 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 ta-dam. More ta-dam. See them antennas? I got a pile of stuff that's going to go with it too, but they don't fit inside. Photo montage. That's something I made off screen because, just the paper doll glued on. That's something I made. Those just little bitty tiny scraps, y'all. Not bitty, but they're, little card that I forgot to put anything in because, I'm special that way. Y'all, Heart Swap. National Heart Month. February, every year, okay? Every year. I'm calling it a Galentine because it's for a gal. Pretty stuff. So I appreciate each and every one of you, your kind comments, your likes, and your shares. Look how pretty it is. Did y'all see how pretty it looked from the back? Now you can see the feather. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.